So is anybody online? Kindly come online. Can you refer to the chat? Are we good to go? Yes. Good afternoon, all. Welcome to our fourth session on Proverbs. The title of our panel is Proverbs, African Identity and Cultural Institutions in the 21st Century and Beyond. And we have 4 presenters on this panel for this session. The first is Peter Ogohis Salihu and Damian Amana from Kogi State University. I don't know. Please come and sit here. Oh, sorry. Yeah. You were always online. You were always online. Then we have Ikechukwu Emmanuel Asika. I don't know. He has a panel. I don't know if he's on ground. And we have Dr. Olajumoke Olaribigbe. She's sitting on the panel here. Then we have John Paul from University of Bamenda in Cameroon. I don't know if they are online. Okay. We've had 3 sessions since yesterday, and it's been a wonderful ride. Wonderful because the sessions were actually engaging. We are seeing Proverbs, most of us are seeing Proverbs from different directions and perspectives now. I'm sure this panel will be one such panel that will elicit so much discussion. On this note, we are asking the first presenter, Dr. Peter Salifu, to start his presentation on Itaigala, the vulgar, obscene, and alternative meaning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. And thank you, all members of those attending this particular section. Our presentation is titled Itaigala. It's called Ita because of the accent on the word. It's a Igala Proverbs, the vulgar, the obscene, and the alternative meaning. And it's presented by Peter Ogoy Salifu from the Department of Theatre Arts and my humble self, Damian Amana, from Mass Communication Department. Now, we chose to look at Proverbs in Igala land because, like other cultures in Africa, the Igala culture adopts and deploys a lot of utility of proverbs in its discussion and its linguistic expressions. And to that tone, proverbs, well, you can go to, okay, let me follow you with that side. All right, so are used on different panorama of the Igala linguistic expression. Our focus in this particular research, therefore, is to want to interrogate, to examine the disposition of some 21st century youthful Igala speakers to vulgar or obscene verbal components of Igala proverbs, and to examine the implicit meaning of such Igala proverbs and their implications. We chose to focus on this particular aspect because in recent time, there's a revival, there's a renaissance among the Igala youth on the utility of Igala proverbs in their discussion, up to the moment that we will have, there's an online contest of Igala Ita proverb for the young ones, and it runs every year in the Palace of the Ata, and winners are given special prizes. It's the last winner of the proverb contest was actually my project student who also did her work on Igala proverbs. So there's a lot of renaissance on the utility of Igala proverbs, and therefore, but we are looking at the vulgar or the debased, the uncut, the obscene, or proverbs that make some references to areas related to sexual matters. Now, why do we choose to do this? There have been a replete of works done everywhere that are bound in Igala literature on proverbs that refer to the deity, to the gods, proverbs that discuss man and animal related issues, proverbs on corporeality, proverbs on superstition, beliefs, the mythical aspect, and proverbs on historical aspects, nature-based vegetation plans, fate, destiny, sociopolitical consciousness, moral values, and virtues. These are bound a lot in Igala proverbs. However, and this is common to most tribes that do most literatures on proverbs. There seems to be a certain aversion, or will I say fear, or running away from some aspects of proverbs. I don't speak Igbo, any other language. I speak only the Igala language and then some foreign languages. But in all the languages, there is a lot of proverbs with reference to so-called vulgar sexual-related issues. We cannot bear testimony to that, and they're very common in all our languages. However, in researches on this area, there's a depth on research on those areas, and we cannot constructively construct or deconstruct the entire the population of proverbs, while we are avoiding some aspects of proverbs as if these ones are not part of our discourse, these parts are not part of our literary genre. We dare to delve into this matter to look at it, how the particular younger generation, because they are beginning, this is their renaissance, and they're bringing a lot of these proverbs inside it. Now, the proverbs, Igala proverbs have been approached variously, like we said already. A genre of communication, like from the late father and Professor Ibuno, a genre of communication embedded with moral, social, spiritual, and sundry values of the Igala people, and capable of fostering harmonious living. And then another one from Emma, a correlational tool of all instruments of moral instruction and control. However, that lacuna on the vulgar and the obscene remains very overt, that had not been dealt with. That led us into this particular research. Now, for our methodology, we use ethnography. We took data from 50 video entries sent across 2 years for the Igala contest. And it's online, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook and many other social media. So from 50 entries that have been put into the Igala contest, we make using the principle of the infinite principle of Cochrane, we arrive at 50 videos. Then the data is analyzed through the philosophical framework of hermeneutics, the process of analysis, interpretation, and understanding that consider the complex relationship between given text, its context, and interpretation to draw meaning out of it. Now, we'll give you an example of some of those proverbs that were drawn out. Say, Eyanagbo, Kiarule, adodenya. Enya wood no wabe ko ujima yabu menyahi. So the elderly woman, while running, holds her breast. Is she burdened by the weight of the breast, or does she do so to glorify her breast? So we have, breast coming in here. And so you don't twist yourself in the anus and then you feel shock, startled or surprised, say obodu keju. And then, no, so well, let me give the English rendition. That's why the civilization of the Botox, no matter how civilized the Botox is, that is, it always remain, in the back. Please go ahead. Next slide. Okay. I say, Abwalo, Mamin, say, if the blacksmith does not rest, his scrotum also will not rest. It dangles while he walks, said if the scrotum grows bigger than usual, it turns to a hyena. In other words, something goes larger beyond this proportion. Or you can repeat. Say the wife of an impotent man does not exercise scrutiny over penis. I wonder whether the wife of an impotent man should go around testing penis, but that's the way it is. Man need to Ekpa lepin. So it is not by hard face or tightening your face that the man achieves an erection. Then Onoble Ajuju if you want. So a woman does not squat in the village square. Then Ukuma Pepin, Yajela Abedidu. If the penis does not die, it's actually eat the bearded meat. I think this also reason. That's somewhere also in Ashebe too. Is it? It's illegal also too, eh? Yes, I don't remember Ashebe also gluten things. Yeah, but it's also illegal too. So I don't know whether you borrowed from Igalas or Igalas borrowed from you. But no, but the Igalas, I listened to the Obi himself saying that Igalas, the Igbos to a large extent were also an extraction of the Igalas in those days. That's from the Obi Achebe.
Is he usurping the power of the chair?
Ambition is very high. Now, from this, now we also interrogated some of those who had these proverbs, and then we find out that one, there is a rising tendency, a rise in the proverbs in Igala culture, greatly due to the work of this online competition on Igala Proverbs and the fame it gives to those who win it. Everybody seems to celebrate it. And some of the social media influencers, like someone said, actually Reverend Father, call him Igala Father Boniface, also promotes this online, and many Igalas key into this. So one, there's a renaissance of on Proverbs generally, but there's a very high renaissance. Whenever they seem to learn these Proverbs, they always seem to get attracted to the vulgar ones first, the so-called vulgar ones first. And then the use of this proverbs also is gendered aligned. One, some genres seem to use some of the vulgar ones more than the other ones. And unlike analysis from feminist perspective that will always say, okay, this proverb, like I think I've seen a work on Igbo land that the male uses this to dominate the woman. I remember one Achigbudu quoting that in Igbo proverb, they say the woman is like an orange. When you finish squeezing her, then you throw away the sharp. I don't know if you saw that. I don't know how they say it in Igbo, but in the Igala culture, the women uses proverbs against the male, and the male also uses female one. So it's a cross breathing. It has a gender perspective that various genders uses different proverbs, one against the other. And now, the proverbs in this vulgar genre are not essentially uncouth. In other words, they don't bring out too much vulgarity or promoting obscenity in the sense of being pro-obscenity, but they remain a little bit, while not using natural innuendos, they remain a little bit on the normal scene without tinkling the fancy towards vulgarity. Then they provide an avenue to examine how the vulgar context shapes the interest of young people, because it draws in a lot of young people into the utility of the proverb. We also find out too, even when elders use it also, it's used in circles. The one they use with children and the one they use with their mates also differs in the level of vulgarity. Then the question of social acceptance and restriction. This is an area we are still researching into, because some of the religious-oriented persons seem to always frown at the use of some of these vulgar, or so-called uncut proverbs. Some of those who don't have some of these, let's say, religious corruption or the religious correction, depending on your slant of the argumentation.
5 minutes more.
Okay, I'm almost rounding up too now. They are more liberal in the choice of the proverbs, that of the utility of some of these uncut proverbs. And there seems to be regulation in the utility of the proverbs from the family perspective. In other words, when you say some proverbs out of that your age is not supposed to say to the elders, they will rebuke you on that. Maybe this particular uncut is supposed to be between you and your mates. And we hope we open the channel of research, and our research is ongoing. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, we've listened to him, and we have seen another perspective to the usage of proverbs. Some presenters yesterday talked about derived their proverbs from play text, some from television serials, and some from YouTube films. Now, he has come from a different perspective. It is competition. And we've always said that proverbs are an aspect of our cultural heritage. We've been talking about how we should preserve these proverbs. And the Igala people have found a way of preserving their own through competition. And, placing it on the social media also helps in preserving these proverbs, because more Igala people who are not within the region would learn it.
They even sponsor some of the programs.
Yes, it is vulgar in nature. But then, like he said, this vulgarity is gendered. Gendered because nobody owns the proverb, in quotes. You tell me your own, I give you back my own. You are impotent and you are talking to me. He goes to the Igala proverbs and use it. You are telling me that I'm holding my breath because I'm running. Am I trying to
Then
I'll give you your own. So it's a balanced utility in Igala. Thank you. Now, I don't know if anybody is online, but if nobody's online, let's go to our sister here, Dr. Jumoke Larry Bigbe. Okay. Her paper is on representation of social values and norms in proverbs used by Yoruba popular music. Thank you. Please, can you start?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I want to thank LSE for the platform. My presentation revolves around the theme African identities, people, culture, and institution in motion. What is like?
The paper is there.
It's on when I'm ready, I'll ask you. I just want to say something about it. It's like I'm narrowing down to the Yoruba identity. I want to see us to have a glimpse of who the Yoruba people are through their use of proverbs. And when I say the Yoruba people, definitely we have the Yoruba in the diaspora. I'm looking at the Yoruba people in the southern Nigeria, how they use proverbs in representing values and norms. You can go to the paper now. The introduction, the title.
Wait, sorry. What's the title of your?
The title is Representation of Social Values and Norms in Proverbs used by Yoruba popular music.
No.
I think.
Look, you say there.
I think it's there. I can. No. It's not. I get. Okay, that's it. Is it? I think.
No.
Open it. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes. Since yesterday, when we started this session, we have seen proverbs in the literary text. We have seen proverbs in the film text. It's like now seeing proverbs in the music text. So we can, that's the introduction. We must have constant conversation between one past and one future, as this will inform us about how to live in the present. Once the basic needs of life, such as food, shelter, have been sorted out, The next thing is identity. When we talk about identity, we mean one's origin, where we are from. Who are you? And this is reflected in your culture. Your culture will tell you who you are. To me, the clothes you wear, the music you like to dance to, the food you like to eat, all these are telling us about who we are. And when you see the Yoruba people having one kind or behaving one kind is a reflection of their culture. The Yoruba people culture is rooted in their folklore. Verbal expression of folklore includes songs, legends, myths, folktales, jokes, proverbs, riddles, and so on. For this paper, we are looking at proverbs. The Yoruba are culturally unified by traits such as hard work, honesty, perseverance, respect. And there is a store which, as a Yoruba people, you must patronize. You must patronize the store, buying good characters, having good behavior. And the store, when we talk about this, we are looking at the concepts. I think we started since yesterday, this Omoluabi concept. The concept that is believed to be the standard for contribution of normality, morality to the overall development of the Yoruba society and people. When you behave one kind, it's like they will tell you are a bastard, because you are not. There are some traits which they believe as a Yoruba man, as a Yoruba person, you must have. So if you don't have it, you are regarded as bastard. And mind you, wealth does not define the Yoruba people. It's the character they have that will tell you, okay, who you are. The proverbs and songs are loaded with character molding words. We have songs like, Kini wo fo le ṣe láyé tí mo wá, kini wo fo le ṣe láyé tí mo wá, kàkà kí n jalè, máa kú jẹ. It's telling as a Yoruba person that I prefer to be a slave than to go and steal. This is telling us that thieves and many who engage in bad behaviors are ostracized, and anyone relating with such fellows are enveloped with shame. The Yoruba people embrace virtues that are reflected in their proverbs. I think we should go to the next. Okay, the importance of proverbs among the Yoruba people. The importance of proverbs in Yoruba society is underscored in the proverb itself. In Yoruba proverbs, we have proverbs turned to a proverbs. Like this Yoruba, Owe Leshi Ọ̀rọ̀, Bọ́rọ̀ bá sọnù, òwe la fi ń wà. Meaning proverbs is the source of conversation. When the conversation is lost, a proverb revives or finds it out. That's telling us about the importance of proverbs. We can now talk about what are beliefs, values and beliefs, tradition and customs that the society passes down from one generation to the other. As a result of this, there are deeply rooted principles and values, often emanating from religious teaching, shared experiences, and cultural norms. And when we talk about norms, we are saying they are shared social beliefs about behavior. As a result of this, they are distinct from ideas, values, and attitudes, which can be held privately and which do not necessarily concern behavior. Norms are customs or ways of behaving that have continued in a group of people or in a society for a long time and been passed from one generation to another. We can now go to the aims and objectives of the study. So this paper examines the use of Yoruba proverbs that promote social values and norms as used by I'm using two Yoruba popular musicians. I'm using Yusuf Olatunji and Haruna Ishola. Yusuf Olatunji, the music type is Shakara, while Haruna Ishola is Apala. So he's making use of their music text to bring out some proverbs out of it. One, the objective is to analyze traditional wisdom in Yoruba proverbs in solving current social and cultural problems. Two, to examine Yoruba proverbs that can assist in stabilizing social order and providing general guidelines for social conduct. Third, explore the importance of music in sharing the knowledge about the people to others, in embracing positive attitude towards moral commitments. The next slide, the literature review. Since yesterday, I think we have talked about various definitions, so I don't need to bother us with definitions of proverbs. But one thing is certain, that proverbs are culturally and linguistically rich, significant parts of the Yoruba speech community. Let's go to the theoretical background. This study considered the cultural theory, which explore meaning, that how meaning is created and communicated within a culture, while the interpretative design is being used. What we mean is that cultural identity is not static. Cultural theory is telling us that you are not only being in a society, but you belonging to that society and finding meanings out of happenings in that society. And the major elements of cultures that we have is symbol, the language, the norms, the values, and the artifacts. So you use it at least to control and to assist yourself in running the affairs of the society. The methodology used is random. I picked the CD of these musicians only, and I interpreted the meaning of the verbs. Proverbs used for an analysis in this study were drawn from texts, song of two Yoruba popular musicians, Yusuf Olatunji and Haruna Ishola. This study identifies presentation analysis of data. This study identifies 4 categories of proverbs. I put them under rhetorical, epistemological, philosophical, and didactic. I said for rhetorical, for persuasion, for philosophy, for grounding the Yoruba philosophy of social order, epistemological to explain the experiences in human society. Some proverbs are developed through events that happened in the society. That's why we have some proverbs, and didactic to teach morals. The paper 16 proverbs were being analyzed. They are not on the slide, but let me quickly run through some of them.
5 more minutes.
This is used by Haruna Ishola in his song text. An amateur who doesn't have an understanding of the music. That's the title of the album. This proverb is for encouragement to showcase the value of being a good listener and less of being reactive at the slightest provocation. Given the understanding of the Yoruba tradition, whose elders are regarded as a fabric that ensures cohesion and peace in the society. This value is just teaching us that it's not everything they tell you that you react to. There's something you just have to keep quiet and let it go. Another one, used by Shola, is a system value that is very important in the Yoruba system, that we all have roles to play in the society, and I have so many. So let me go to the conclusion. Summary and conclusion. The paper has explored the power of popular music as an effective channel in the preservation and sustainability of one important subgenre of oral literature in the Yoruba society. Through music, the Yoruba social values and norms embedded in proverbs were disseminated widely. The use of proverbs by selected artists is a dynamic process of creating, communicating, sharing indigenous knowledge of the Yoruba people with others, as well as sustaining this oral tradition. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Dr. Olajumoke. Yes, like she said in her paper, she looked at the music genre. Wow, I'm happy that so many perspectives of the usage of Proverbs is in all these panels. She looked at Yusuf Olatunji and Haruna Ishola's song text. And, as they're singing, music is a way of preserving our cultural heritage, and it's an oral tradition. But now they are infusing proverbs into these songs, either communicating to us and telling us, probably advising us, encouraging us, and doing all sorts of things with the proverbs in their songs. And Africans love music. We love this total aspect of the theater. And using it, everybody wants to dance to it. As you are dancing, singing, you're also learning from it. Thank you for giving us that perspective of the usage of Proverbs. Now, I don't know if we have another person online. No, Salisu is with him. I don't know if we have Asika Ikechukwu. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. Oh, it's just the only one there. So please, we have so much time now to, discuss these works, both works. But please, you would just be on guard. One or two of them might come online. So please, if you have comments, questions, observations, please, can you do that? Thank you. Yes, Dr. Bumi.
Yes, it I get it.
So when you started, when you talk about the intention of the paper, I just felt that,
That's good.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'll help you to
So,
attend
The last session.
okay, after lunch.
and have
Areas to collaborate. That is beautiful.
one is on the back porch.
Okay.
So, but so we have different perspectives. But one thing I just want to realize that here. The time is vulgarizing, of course, a lot of people have done that aspect. I say it's hostility, whatever the time is. We just want to like assess this works.
Yes.
And it's not success.
Yeah.
Successful.
Yes.
So, and I think that's in
That's a good
the success. So that we don't lose focus on that.
Thank you.
Whatever contest.
It is. It is. It is.
Thank you.
Yeah, we actually find that along with our own, because we say it was not just obscenity for obscenity purposes,
Yeah.
promotion of the
Yeah.
Igala sagacity and wisdom. So that's a sign. Thank you. So that would be good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other person? Kilode.
Sorry, on Dr. Timoke's paper. I think you need to
Yes.
thank you. The music. We didn't have enough time to talk about the context
Text of the
which is the cause
of the
Apala and the
Shakara.
So that you have been able to highlight those two features. You know, the content of the contextual meaning
Of those proverbs.
those proverbs that are inherent. They should have appreciated this ones were social music, and then you understand because the use of proverbs in music has been there.
Yeah.
Musicians use it to get at each other.
Yes.
Exactly. Get at each other. It's just like this language, the language. And if you had enough time, I'm sure that you need to see those aspects out. So if you remove the choosing part of that paper, you want to
That means she has to tell us the qualities or the features, not qualities, the features of the Apala music and the Shakara music and the contextual background by which these proverbs are used in these Okay, I'm sure she has taken note of that. Okay.
I want to also talk about the Dr. Image's work. We have just heard about Ampana, Sakara. Those were, you also let us know the era they belong.
Okay.
Those were music of some eras. How is it now? Do we see how people do Ampana
Yes.
and Sakara? And this musician now, so we're talking of Proverbs in music. So these musicians now, because that those people's music, as I said, belong to some era. When you see, I don't know if you watched, there was a time they showed our president dancing. It was those kind of music they danced to. Those are Paransakara. Do we dance it now? So what has happened? Do they still use Proverbs in the music of this day? Okay, that means have we lost it? And we want to bring it back? That was because it was like that, if they continue, it those ones belong to some era. Is it still existing now?
Yes.
Do you think people know the proverb exist, but do they still use it in music?
Sure. Nice.
Okay.
And if you do, in the paper, we need to know, because if you make the paper, you have books. So if you
Now,
make it reach the paper, to know that they still use it. But if they still use it, because in that time, that era, many of the musicians, even Sonny Adeope, they all use those proverbs.
Yeah.
But now, do you have as much musician using it now like it was before? If we do not have as much many musicians, the modern day musicians using it as they were using it before, that means it's gradually going into extinction. And we are saying we can bring it back so that it will not go into extinction. Why? It will not tell us the benefits.
okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. I've been expecting you to talk.
That's my prof, sir.
I know.
Thank you so much.
He's the leader of our group from the beginning.
I also thank the presenters for that presentation.
Yeah.
So my Reverend Father, that's
Thanks.
actually a good presentation. And it talks about our heritage.
Yeah.
Yes, the way people using language, make meaning of their culture and their social environment. So, about illustrating an area that shared further where the normal with the Igalas, was there any attempt to look at the diffusion if some of these proverbs diffused and got adapted by the Igalas, or it was just indigenous to them? And how is the new environment, the digital environment, the reordering?
That's
Our keynote speaker talked about it. So, how is it changing the place? And also the people that are consuming it. These words, how do they we're talking about women oppression, commodification of women. We need a special studies, or they are just used to communicate, to sustain the idea of patriarchy and the equal placement of women in the Gala society. So these are reflections.
Well, I think I'll take them as reflections we're going to work on, not on that we have worked on yet. We didn't consider that wider scope of interference and interrelationship across borders. But the Igalas share borders with almost about 6 different states, the Domas, the Igbos. So to this side, we have cross-border languages, the Nupes, the Basas, then the Agenebo people. So we've not checked on that, but this is a very good area of interaction. Then on the other point, on the commodification of women in Gala Proverbs, what I find then shows is a certain kind of multi-layer use of Proverbs. Like we say, it is gendered. So when the masculine use the Proverbs, masculine to masculine, when they use some to charge themselves and to challenge themselves. But when they use it to the women, they use it in the form of domination.
Okay.
Women, when they use it among themselves, they use it for jokes and then for interaction.
Yeah.
When they use it, so the context of utility, that's what we find out, and the real content of utility varies. So, and what we've not checked, and that needs to go into some empirical investigation, is the the magnitude and direction that get to be a little bit empirical of whether the female dominating male proverbs behind more. Because there are also proverbs that says
the proverbs could be women to men for resistance.
For resistance, yes. Thank you. The woman will say, like what would the full blown breast be doing in front of a eunuch?
Oh,
so sorry. But so there's a kind of situated contextual usage, and that had to be like done on a larger scale. But thank you for this reflection you raised, my professor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Doc.
Yes. Okay. Peter wants to say something.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Not any comment. I just want the panel to hear my voice and to say that I've been following it has been an interesting panel on Proverbs yesterday. I had very interesting insight on post-proverbials from yesterday's presentation. Great job. Thank you for the comments. And I want to say thank you to Father for holding forth and for doing our presentation. I have challenges here that stopped me from joining earlier, but I'm here. I'm listening to everybody. Thank you. Beautiful panel, beautiful presentations. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
In this era of women, I think women liberation.
Yes,
emancipation.
Now, see the emancipation. I thought you were doing empowerment, now domination now.
We are not dominated.
We are dominated already.
We all have space. And you stay your space, I stay my space. And you know this is my space, and I know that is your space before again.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. But in this era where women in almost everything, we want people to feel our inputs. If you really, I don't know if you have a part of it, if you can interview the women.
Okay.
And especially the modern day women, if this is said by a man, how do you feel?
Okay.
Because in this era where in one of my one school I was before, somebody came to address the girls and said children's rights. Let me tell you, your parents will not send you to home because of it's your right for them to treat you. I looked at the woman. I almost want to say, Madam, I hope to have a PhD. I have PhD. As a girl, I supported my mother because they could not afford it then. So why you see what I'm where I'm coming from? So in this era where we tell women, it is your right to do this. Girls, it is your right to do this. If you now do small interview to feel the input of the women, it will enrich your world.
Thank you.
Yeah, this is the part, and this is how women see this proverb when it's said.
That's a very good perspective of yours. Then I did interview my mother.
Okay.
I interviewed my mother. What we didn't do, maybe we didn't go to the feminist people to know how they feel, but the older women, this perspective I gave of a gender utility came actually from them.
Please, Doc, this issue of feminism we talked about it the other time. What do you really understand by feminism? That you are always talking about feminism, using feminism because a woman wants to say or assert her rights, not disrespecting the other party. So why do you people always use that feminist thing, thinking that a feminist is thank you.
Well, I will. If why not representing the male folk generally to speak for all of them? But from popular literature, the one I don't know is, for instance, when me and you are having a dialogue, an interaction of rights and balancing, it's me and you. We respect one another on that. But when you come to me with a barrage of a preconceived notion that, well, the masculine already have cheated us, and so therefore I'm not just because this is my husband or my friend, but I want to fight in my place. You're going beyond me and you now to you people versus, and I like what the Catholic Pope will say the tendency of the masculinization of the feminine becomes a danger to both the feminine and the masculine. Take for instance, you like in a hotel in my place, all the gate men now are women. So and then the guests are heavy. Wisdom home. I come there, I feel a certain pangs of pain that these gentle ladies go and pulling this gate, and we're trying to be kind to them. But what I will call a balanced feminism is okay. Yes, we need to have some good discussion of what we could do and how we can balance up. Not sense of okay, you're cheating me, I'm cheating you. That coming with that barrage of philosophy.
But do you know that sometimes it's the male folk that bring this discussion or reactions from women? Now, I want to give an example of what happened 2 weeks ago when I was coming from Ebonyi to Delta. I got to Onitsha. I entered the vehicle. Getting to Asaba, there's this terrible hold up. So they were now advising 2 male were in front, 2 at the first seat. I was behind. They were now advising him to take the inner Asaba road to cut off that. It's like they didn't know the path. I said, oh, God, take the place where you're supposed to take. You don't pass on. The next thing was, shut up, you this woman. Men they talk, woman they talk. Oh my God. The thing scatter my brain, and I gave it to him.
You did well. You did well.
You don't give me something, and you don't expect me to react to it.
Yeah.
It is not about a sexist thing there.
Yeah, thank you.
It's just an advice. Why would you bring sex into it? Telling me because I'm a woman, you are shutting me down?
No, but I would sincerely agree with you that many men also are sick.
Okay.
We have some ego problem. Yes, we have some ego problem, that we get to deal with.
Okay, now, sorry, Doc, Dr. Jumoke, we are talking about this gendered perspective in his work. You should also look at it in these proverbs, in the music that you are dealing with. Look at the gendered perspective of these song texts. These musicians use gendered proverbs. If they did, what do they mean by it? Are you getting it? And like Dr. Dupe said, look at the Gen Z generation. The Gen Z generation. Are they using proverbs in their songs?
Okay.
And which types of proverbs are they using?
Okay.
So is it post-proverbials, like some of us have been saying since morning, since yesterday, or the original proverbs?
Okay, let me say something to that. When you are saying that I should look at this Gen Z, it's like I'm moving out of the topic, the context of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at representation of social values and norms.
Okay.
In Yoruba tradition.
Okay.
As being used by this popular musician. What I would just like to say is it's like I'm this paper trying to recommend that all these Gen Z musicians, popular, they should infuse more of proverbs
into their sound.
Because now it's like sounds and beats we are hearing.
We are not hearing
the lyrics.
The lyrics
are gone. And no messages.
No messages again. So they should bring in more messages and use true proverbs. All these Shagan, Aruna Ishola, they make use of their indigenous language. So they are philosophical, telling us that this is how things.
But I know that some Gen Z musicians who could switch and could mix. Maybe that would be another paper entirely. So let's leave that. Yes.
I think I really want to open it. I mean, I've said about the feminism thing. I mean,
I'm still on.
Okay, please, after he would speak.
I don't know that intended.
Okay.
You see, women empowerment has those kinds. Now, this is my personal Now, men are in no one. Women are going, but this one of men.
Go to office and see only women. I want to access
The BCs are becoming women everywhere. My BC is a woman.
I'm going to access back. I'm going to access back. And I say, what are the men? You see,
They are all jackpying.
And women are asking for more dollars.
Feminism and my space and all that. I'm thinking women now are taking the role of men, and there's naturally role specification.
Thank you. Role specification, yes.
Now women are going into the male role, which is not good for us.
Yeah.
My own thing is that's why men kill their wives now. In most of our female finance homes, because women are no longer able to watch. So as we teach and we do, let us try that you are the one that goes to move. We talk about
Try to keep it balanced.
no, first, I think that is money that make me a man.
Yes.
And they don't want to make that money. And when they make that money, they'll ask you to do ritual. You use your wife to do the second ritual.
I beg the money.
And then you see, women to then at the time. I said, what is all this women? Let us look into it. We have to also affect ourselves. This women empowerment, I don't like it again. You should stop empowering women. Men should empower.
You know when actually women are too empowered, men are defeated.
So what I'm saying, let us not empower men so men can take their role in society.
Okay, please. He has something to say. Is anybody online again? Okay.
I just want to add a little things to the issue of feminism, then another thing to do. I think this issue of feminism actually found expression when there is contestation.
Thank you.
If there is no contestation, for instance, the illustration that was given by the child, you were able to give
Go sit down. Sit down.
Driver hat because the driver has insulted.
Yeah. Yes.
If the driver has told you, thank you for that, and turn back, you will not have that agitation. And you wouldn't have pushed that discussion far.
Yeah.
I think feminism has to do with where you in context, when you are contesting something. For instance, this issue of empowering women, it's counterproductive. Yes. Because when you're far, in universities now in Nigeria, you see female
H2Ds and BCs.
topping the class.
At KS United, the women are on top now. That's the new slang.
What I'm trying to say is that I'm very careful not to push it to the spot, because when we empower women, society might become imbalanced in a way. You see women dictating and authoritative dictating to men and not wanting to submit. Which is not that. I know that that's an issue in the academic debate. But there's a structure meant to be there, but they are not. It's not to say that they are not different, but the role.
Different.
You must manage the role. Instead, you are going to have a problem. The women that are empowering now are still going to marry the male you are not empowering.
Yes. And that's what Obioma in Anego Feminism talked about. That's what Akachi Ezigbo spoke about too in a snail sense feminism. The problem now is we are all mothers here. We are parents. We should start doing what we are saying next.
Okay.
That's why I said we are parents. And some of us are husbands. We should start doing what you are talking about. Okay.
She was saying something about whether the contemporary musicians are using Proverbs in their songs. They have.
Yeah, but not as plenty as before.
Compare the professionalism of this, the average Shola, the Sutola Tuki, the Karafa Shola, you cannot compare how these people contextualize the use of proverbs in their music. They were dexterous in the way they use proverbs, in a way that the contemporary people cannot do. But those people, they have a full grasp of the language. And when they are using it like, there are some songs of Aaron that if you are listening to it, you will not be able to understand some things that I say. They are called Yoruba. So, but now it has gotten to the periphery. People just, they don't use it elementary, you just put that in stuff. So that can only be categorized as the decline. Not that they are not listening to that.
Okay. Thank you. Yes.
I think we're done at the house.
Please. Is anybody speaking again?
I just to add up, I read one careless skit yesterday night, and he made a joke of husbands of women who own restaurants.
Okay.
I don't know, and it struck my mind. Well, the segment was when the woman is more popular, has more money, the husband becomes like a defeated man.
Okay.
So when the empowerment goes a little bit of when the she remains on the balance level, perfect for males. But when the woman gets more empowered, like Mary the Parker herself, who began family planning, regretting her dying bed as a lonely woman without a husband, without a boyfriend. So when the empowerment level gets where the woman becomes too high than the man, the psychology of the man is naturally defeated. So maybe a balanced feminism and masculinity.
What is the man doing when the woman was making money? The man does not mesurate.
No, for instance, let's say I'm working in the company and I get money, and you are my wife, and then give and you begin the restaurant. When I'm retired from job, now because of the money investment I have made in you, you have more money now.
Yes.
And then you are even more popular because you people know mama or whatever. If I'm not wise enough to take myself and distance myself, and it's hard for me to distance myself from, because when I go psychologically and sexually, my mind remains behind with you. While other males attacking my wife in this place of joking with her, so I can't go too far. And if I stay too close, then I'm jobless and become a plate washer in the shop, and you are the head one collecting money. So
the men should not distance themselves.
Okay.
If your wife is succeeding, suppose your wife has a restaurant,
Yes.
you know that kind of thing.
Yes.
Find yourself a place in it. You can be a manager, you can be collecting the money.
You don't agree now. That I said, I am going to collect your money.
I don't agree. It's understanding. You don't need to be a plate washer. You don't need to be a plate washer. You will just be where they're collecting money. You collect money. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How many restaurants have you seen? How many restaurants have you seen this model?
Okay, let's listen to our young man.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Now you shouldn't agree now.
Please, can we hear his contribution?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. Going to talk about the women empowerment have gone through our courts. And then the scenario you created now,
Yes.
you don't see how inherently the scenario you created is inherently patriarchal in itself. Because you assume that the man would be working and the woman would be jobless and she would need the man to invest in her before she can own a business. And what business is that? The restaurant business. Something that is inherently gendered in itself. So when you say women empowerment,
Two assumptions already.
Created.
Okay. I shall respond to you calmly.
that we say that these things that it's getting overboard. Because maybe you step with the
No, I didn't make the overboard. He made. I was trying to keep a balance.
You were agreeing with
Yeah.
this, but then you were saying that there should be a balance.
Yeah.
But it seems that there is no balance currently, and the balance is not tilted in favor of women. It's tilted in favor of men. When you step into the bank and the people you can see are women, it is because the men are occupying all the C-suites of
Assumption number 3.
No, then my assumption is countering another assumption, an assumption that came up first.
No, observation, not assumption. You didn't go to the bar.
So you either need to reject all assumptions or you need to accept them as they are presented.
Okay, now.
So
Okay, sorry.
forgive me. So yes, I think that we talk about these things becoming overboard, but there needs to be some introspection, even in the ways we think about society, because you see that even in our psyches, we accept male dominance, the male hegemony, as the norm, and then we see gender equality as becoming overboard. But the fact that it's even we are socialized into it, we need to question yourself and question.
We need to de-Africanize ourselves.
I will give the foundations of your ideas. Questioning this.
And then I want to even say something.
He has his hand up.
I want to say something.
Because it is getting overboard, or is it because it's a paradigm that you are not?
They shift.
And then do you need to calm down and tell yourself, okay, is this correct? Is this, am I being honest here? This is not dishonesty as per immorality, but this maybe falsehood because you are not
Based on the theories.
So am I being honest with my assessments of it, or am I also being influenced by the by my subconscious, which has also been imposed,
Colonized by just
my context or whatever? So
yes, it's not.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry that I brought this issue of feminism. And what the reaction now is, I think all of us, different gender, we are sure voting something personal about it. I married a feminist. Yeah,
He's married a feminist.
Gender stuff, and she's actually working with an NGO promoting it. And so what they are asking for is not that the woman should become
a man.
It's not equality.
Mm-hmm.
Give them
A level.
simple platform to flourish. And that, allow them, give them freedom. Not that a certain in the political space that
you shut them down.
In the economic space, some certain space, we know it. We hear about them, even in the political space. In fact, they are doing a lot of political advocacy now across West Africa. And what they are finding in some North African, Sub-Saharan African countries is that in some countries, women representation in political space very high.
Nigeria.
Very small. And not just that our where the face of men is too masculine oriented, whereas women even have most of the population, voting population.
Okay.
So when they are asking that they are good,
no,
given platform they can perform. And that women should not coerce them. And they are also asking that the women, their fellow women should appreciate that. So you see a female professor, she writes on her board or on the entrance, Professor.
I know. Watch the movies.
now see, it is because of this male too. They want to tell you that me, I'll just write doctor. They'll say, oh no, I say, I can't bear two titles on my paper, or I'm introducing myself as a if you think I'm not married, that's your business. I mustn't come and tell you that I'm married.
Security.
Now, leave that security. Nah, person, the man not go look face before he go even talk to you.
I don't know why you not affirming some of these proverbs in the for society are used to read it. I mean,
Example.
No, okay, please talk.
No, I like.
Talk. See, I want to bring it back to your restaurant thing, the man living. I know there's a proverb about a man who did not look at his wife when he was strong. Strong as in maybe he has money then. He's working and the woman is there. He's always going out. Doesn't look at the
That's where you
wife.
get money.
When you get money, when the woman gets the economic power, not be even economic power sef, by the time the man retires and comes home, that's when the woman will start her own. You need to look at it from that perspective, that she has been suppressed, subjugated, and now I have the power to teach you a lesson of what you taught me before you
That
become
was wickedness. Why did she forgive after all?
forgive waiting, forgive fight.
Well, but see the argument. My point still. The point that I'm trying to make is still. But I want to I like the contestation that I've written up still. You know, well, the scenario I was painting is a simple one where and the findings from many of the matrix side by Africans and Nigerians in America and Europe ties to this factor. Perhaps maybe the male, Nigerian males are sick, the Nigerian male is sick. That could be a whole argumentation. But the rhetoric or narrative of where, for instance, many of the women killed in America and Britain by Nigerian men ties to a certain fact that, okay, now I empower this my sister or my wife or my lover, brought her to America, brought her to Britain. Then, well, she got empowered. And now when she gets empowered, for instance, you come in as a nurse and you earn more money than I do, some of the ones who were killed.
Let the man go and learn nursing too.
Well,
Simple.
she would have brought herself over there.
But did you see the one who bought a car for the husband?
That is very good. That is very good.
Hey! Father.
And because of my study, I got to discover of the truth. From the man go to yes.
From your research. Many men are crying inside. You can't say that here. I swear.
Because at some point they tend to feel that they are now arrived. And so why did I research on? Because I was traveling. I didn't know what superior. I just needed that there should be a balance.
Balance is what we're looking for.
Balance in the sense that both can be successful. Both are successful. I mean, there should be no drag for progress or
But have you realized that without an action, there will not be a reaction? Some of these men, I am not advocating for disrespecting your spouse. Yeah. But you see some of these men, when they start with you, the woman will be there.
Preparing for a day of war.
And now old age, then they deal with these men. Yes, that's the truth.
I'm gonna not married.
They will just keep quiet. When that man is old and worn out, they will say, okay.
Will the woman
we discussed, sorry, we discussed yesterday, we discussed an issue about a couple we all know. Today, the woman is traveling all over the world. Why? Because when she needed the man, they are both in academics. The man was there carrying our small girls. Her father is our teacher. But today, if you ask her of her father, the father is retired, say himself and Momsi are doing honeymoon. If he has treated the mother badly, would they be doing honeymoon now? So sometimes, you know, the woman bears, oh, my children, let me just keep quiet and take care of these children. Let me keep quiet for the sake of my children. But when they react, they see their own more. So sometimes we are all bringing up children in our various homes, the male and the female. We should start teaching them now. If not, it go worse.
But it's not a woman that man used to hurt that other woman.
The woman would, for her, she's enjoying her life.
Can you imagine?
Yes. Okay, sorry.
I would say the equity we are looking for. The equity we are looking for, let's look at it for this month. We will be having this energy, and all the look at many of the panels they are building. But like now we have a female here in the Benin Study Center, and they have it. That's what we are asking. Look now, how many males, like let's say 20 males.
Doc,
No,
that one, I would not subscribe to. Sorry, I will not subscribe to that. You know why? You are asked to apply. It is
And raise a panel.
and raise a panel. Now let us look at yesterday's award. The 60 persons that was given. That's what I'm saying. For women are more.
Women are more. The women writing.
So leave that.
Let me tell you.
Okay.
It will be before. Let me tell you, it will be before. If you apply at the woman,
no, it depends on. But right now, academics favors.
But there is something you are calling empowerment that is an insult to the woman. And it's going around everywhere in the name of empowerment. So now these 4 persons are here. He's more qualified, he's more qualified, he's more qualified, he's more qualified. She is not qualified. And she's not qualified. That's okay now. We need one woman in this place, so we bring her, whether she's qualified. And there are many places where condescension, compensation, and consolation are given to women in the name of empowerment. Well, why it is good, it is actually an insult on condensation because that goes around everywhere.
That's what he's just trying to tell us.
That in many places.
Okay, let's take the issue of the Abuja. Abuja, the woman, the prof, this inclusion is not too good. Now look at Abuja. The lady just became a professor in 2022. And you are giving her the acting vice chancellor in 2024? It is. It is. Because there are professors, even women professors, who are older there. Yes. So let's not look at we want women inclusion and kill. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
Not to inclusion,
Okay, please.
Yes, sir.
You said when women get rich, and the language, she becomes rebellious. The idea of rebellion still implies a structure of that superiority of one person. And just that is the problem. Is it rebellion? Now you're calling rebellion, meaning you are admitting that there is actually oppression of every woman. So you keep on again, we need to look at it and ask yourself. Is it because I am used to a particular system?
Yeah.
When I a black man policy when he's just trying to be a human being in society. And it's the same idea, the idea of the black person poverty is the idea of the woman becoming rebellious. What do you rebel like? You feel like there's something that's above you in the first place. So maybe you see how
I think that your definition of rebellion, your conceptual rebellion is where I feel an error in her. Now, I might not be rebelling against a person, but I could, for instance, okay, I'm a wife and I accept as a wife, I have my own role. I like what you said about role definition. I have my role. And then now, because I have some resources, then I say, okay, I'm no longer staying within my role. Because we can't exist without structure, without rules. I say, okay, now that I have money, so as I have money now, I don't stay within my role anymore. I'm rebelling against my anticipated rules. And society has rules enshrined for everybody.
But I want to ask a question. Are you sure she's rebelling against her role?
That is when she's.
Again, the idea of rebellion, whether it's against the man, whether it's against the goal,
yes,
there is still something standing above.
No, it's not necessarily above.
It has to be above.
For instance, now, like I come to Unilag here, and like then they brought me to my observation. I'm the head of the investigator of my school, and I am shocked to my bones when I see some of the students dressing and coming to class, and as if he knew what I was thinking in my mind. And he said, if it's your own school now. Our school now, they will not allow many of the hairs, many of the dressings to come to the campus. And that goes around. So when a student, for instance, a student in my class is sitting there and say, this hair is not allowed in this school, you get to walk out. And he gets up and Jack says, no, I'm ready to get the way I like. So is he rebelling against me because I've been bad to her, or against the role that's anticipated for her as a student?
No, the context of pedagogy,
yes,
it implies that there is a teacher who stands above the student?
No,
Student.
no, it's not about it. No, you are looking at the student to the teacher. I'm looking at the student to the role. You know, as a student.
Oh, thank you. We have gone far over. Thank you. Thank you. Really, we don't have any other person on the panel, so we would call this session off. I want to thank everybody for coming. It's another robust session. I hope you come to the last session by 3:45. I am sure in room. Huh? What room is that? I beg, do paparazzi. Room 311. Please come to the. Yes, I have at least. Please not.
Please, yes, a privilege.
You said?
Yeah, we can.
Yes, we can.
Is it 307?
307.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful discussion.
Yes.
You.